I'm James from Vincent Music. Today we're going to be looking at two pieces, the Juggler and Traffic Jam Seconds from Lesson and Theory Piano Adventures book, level 1. And the concepts we're going over is treble C, middle C, bass C, and the intervals of a second, which are next door notes. Okay, so taking the Juggler here, I'll give it a play through. Cool, so the Juggler here uses those 3 C's that we've been learning about. Middle C. Now that's the one with the right or left hand. It sits between the 2 stars with a line going through the middle. When it's a bit high to the treble staff, the right hand plays. When it's a bit lower to the bass staff, the left hand plays. So you've got middle C's. You've got your treble C's, which is that 3rd space up in the treble clef. And then you've got the left hand, what we call the bass C. And that's the 2nd space up. Okay, so as we're reviewing this, kind of a cool thing in the middle is at bar 9, we've got some crossing over on all those different C's we've been learning about. So we've got treble C, middle C, and still in the left hand. And the right hand crosses over to play that low bass C. Back to middle C, up above, treble C again, crossing over to play the bass C. Bar 13. So as you get quicker at it, it's kind of fun to sort of cross over. High range here. So as we start off here, your right hand's on that treble C and the E. That kind of thing, just with a 3rd. And left hand has got the main melody. Like that. Juggler, and you could choose to sing with the words to help you learn it. Apples, peaches, was it? Apples, peaches, pears, grapes, bowling pins and rubber balls. You could challenge to do it all at the same time. Apples, peaches, pears, grapes, china plates and bowling pins and rubber balls. That's a lot of juggling to do. It's an apt name. And a good challenge for you is to memorize this when you get good at it. And now over on page 36, we've got this new thing called an interval. Interval is basically a distance between 2 notes. They have different names, seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths. We're going to learn about what a second is. So if you take 2 notes next door, we call that a second, because you can count 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what it looks like on the keys. Now if you're doing it on your fingers, a second could be your thumb to 2, next door fingers, or 2 to 3, or 3 to 4, or 4 to 5. All next door fingers on either hand. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. That's all like a second. Another kind of a way of thinking about a second is a letter in the alphabet. So A to B is a second. B to C is a second. C to D is a second. D to E is a second. E to F is a second. F to G is a second, because they're all next door. And we've also got G to A. That's a bit of a hidden one. G to A is actually a second apart, because on the piano, G and A are right next door to each other. Another way you can recognize the second. Now this is looking at staff. Notes on the staff. So when you see, get that in focus there. If you see a line to a space, that is always a second. We used to call them steps too, if you've been following early versions in this book. So a step or a second is always line to space, or it can also be a space to line. So space to line, line to space is also a second. So I think that's 3 ways of remembering it. Alphabet, A to B. Finger numbers, 1 to 2. Or seeing them on the staff, line to space, space to line. 3 ways you can remember what a second is, or a step. So step equals a second. Okay, that becomes important when we play this little tune called Traffic Jam Seconds. It sounds like this. Bunch of different, lots of seconds in this piece. You've got lots of next door notes, sort of a confirmation between the left and the right hand. So your left hand will be going up, your right hand will be going down. And now these seconds here at bar 5, they sound a bit like car horns. That's why they've got pictures of cars there. Bop, 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 honking. Because when you play a second at the same time, it's a very kind of clashy sound. And you'll see a second written, we call it a harmonic second, or a blocked second, because they're at the same time. They look a bit weird, a bit funny. If you have a look at this one like here, or down here, you see they look like a bunch of grapes right next door, but it just means to play them at the same time. You couldn't quite fit them on the paper, so you have to kind of go a little bit to the side when you write a blocked second or a harmonic second. But you just play them at the same time. So that's Traffic Jam. And so there we have it. Learned about seconds today, and recapping treble C, bass C, middle C, and what it looks like on the page there. And yeah, that should keep you going for next week. So thank you, and see you later.